Hey guys, this is Jam of Jam19.ph, and today we're gonna unbox and take a closer look at this smartphone, the Redmi Note 10 5G. So it's the latest 5G smartphone from Redmi, from Xiaomi, and this one is quite affordable. What I like about it is that number one, it's affordable. Number two, we all know that Xiaomi has the best hardware. Well, probably not the best, but they have a very powerful hardware for its price. I mean, in all price range, whether that's a affordable smartphone or a flagship smartphone, they really have a good specification, specs, price ratio for their smartphones. Anyway, this is the Redmi Note 10 5G. It does look like the other Redmi Note 10 smartphones that we have reviewed before. I do like all of them. I do like everything about those smartphones. But yeah, this is the Redmi Note 10 5G. It's the 5G version. We have got here different specifications and a little bit of a different design. So as you can see in here, Redmi Note 10 5G. Time to open this one because I'm really excited to check this one out. So first we got here the quick start guide and all the other papers that you won't probably read. We also got here the jelly case for the smartphone, the Redmi Note 10 5G, and wow, I do like the design of this one, but we're gonna talk about the smartphone later once we unbox the smartphone first. So we got here the USB-C to USB-A cable and also the 22.5 watts charger. So there's no earphones included on this one. I mean, it's affordable smartphone, so okay na sa akin yon. But yeah, we got here the Redmi Note 10 5G. So give me a few minutes as I will just set it up and then unbox natin. Then check it out kung ano ba meron dito sa Redmi Note 10 5G. Alright, so you're looking at the Redmi Note 10 5G. So this is the latest 5G smartphone from Redmi. It's affordable. And yeah, you can see in here, we got here the 6.5-inch Full HD Plus IPS dot display. As you can see in here, we got here the punch hole camera on the front. We also got here some bezels on the side. We got here a chin. Well, the bezels are not that thick, so that's fine with me. But it's an IPS display. It's way inferior compared to an AMOLED display. And once you look at it, makikita nyo yung difference. There's a big difference when it comes to IPS and an AMOLED display. But thankfully, we got here a 90 Hz refresh rate. So as you can see in here, just go to the settings, display, refresh rate, and we can see in here that we got here the 90 Hz refresh rate. So it's nice to see that they still have a high refresh rate on this one. But what I've noticed that the display, again, it's not as good as an AMOLED display. The colors, the vividness, everything is way inferior compared to an AMOLED display. I still prefer an AMOLED display even though it's a 60 Hz. Kasi nga, the display of this one, the colors aren't that good talaga compared to an AMOLED. Once you see an AMOLED, you can really compare pagdating do sa dalawa. I would prefer an AMOLED display over a 60 Hz na IPS display. Again, we got here a Dimensity 700 CPU. So yes, this one is quite powerful inside. Dimensity 700, that is also the chipset that is capable of the 5G inside this smartphone. Of course, we cannot see that on the smartphone on this one. And the one that we got comes in 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. So yeah, that's pretty fine with me. And for the camera, we got here the 48 megapixel main camera. I'm not sure which is which, but there's no two levels unlike the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Isang protruding level lang siya. We also got here the 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel depth. And for the front camera, that's an 8 megapixel front-facing camera. There we go, front-facing camera. Of course, for the battery, we got here the 5,000 milliamp hours of battery and 18 watts na fast charging sa smartphone na to. Of course, we also got here the fingerprint scanner, the volume rocker, and below we got here the USB Type-C port, and at the top we got here the headphone jack. So in case you got a large na USB-C cable and then a large na headphone jack, well, hindi kayo problema kasi magkahiwalay siya. Pero mas prefer ko na sa isang side lang siya because when I'm playing games, I play games like this, diba? On landscape mode. There's two ports that are blocking me pagdating dito sa kamay ko. One is the headphone jack, then the other side is the USB Type-C. So I prefer having only one side for that one. But yeah, that isn't a deal breaker for me. And for the charging, it's 18 watts. As for the software, as you can see in here, kanina binuksan ko, we can see in here that the smartphone is running on MIUI 12. Actually, I have an update right now, and we got here 128 gigs of internal storage. So there's a lot of storage for this smartphone. No problems with that one. Alright, so let's proceed dun sa ating body ng smartphone. So, unlike the other Redmi Note 10 smartphones that we have reviewed and we have checked out, this one is quite different. You can really feel that this one isn't as premium as the Redmi Note 10 and the Redmi Note 10 Pro 5, Redmi Note 10 Pro. I believe this one is plastic. It does look like a matte glass that we have seen before on their Redmi Note 10 smartphones, but this one doesn't feel as solid as the other Redmi Note 10 brothers. Yeah, so there's a big difference talaga when it comes to feel ng smartphone. But of course, you would probably use yung kanya jelly case, so you wouldn't mind that one. But yeah, it's annoying that we got here like a plastic feel dito sa back ng smartphone. And yes, the camera though, again, the protruding camera, hindi siya ganun kalaki, so that's fine with me. And yeah, you can see in here the display, which is the thing na medyo ayoko talaga sa smartphone na to. But again, the main feature naman talaga dito is the 5G inside at an affordable price. Speaking of 5G, well, I believe we can reach up to 200 FPS, megabits per second dito or Mbps dito sa Pilipinas. Depende kung nasaan kayo as long as there's 5G. So, hindi porket may 5G kayo sa smartphone, may 5G na kagad kayo. You still need na nando kayo sa mga location na supported ng 5G. But if you're in Metro Manila, most probably you got 5G in here. Alright. Let's proceed na. Alright, so as you can see in the software, it's MIUI 12, it's smooth, everything's fine. Actually, we've talked about the MIUI on our previous Redmi's reviews, and everything's quite fine. I mean, we got here more apps, the tools, the games. A lot of them are unnecessary for me, in my opinion. But, despite being unnecessary, they are pwede mo siya uninstall if you want, you know. So you can uninstall that one. So that's not really a problem for me. So it's not that big of a deal for me when it comes to mga ganon. And the thing in here is that it's responsive. The 90Hz refresh rate does also help dun sa smooth look dito sa menu ng smartphone. Everything was quite fine. Alright, so doon na tayo sa kanyang camera. Probably the last one na pag-usapan natin is the camera. Yes, we got here the camera. We can take video. As you can see in here, we can take videos at up to 1080p, 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, doon lang tayo, pero tingnan natin kung pwede pa nga paltan. Unfortunately, that's it dito sa video. For the photo, ayan, we got here the HDR, the AI. We got also here the portrait mode, and of course, the different features that we can use para doon sa ating camera. So you can see in here, we got here the 48 megapixel mode, the night mode, short video, slow motion, time lapse, and everything. So there's a lot of things that you can check it out dito sa Redmi Note 10 5G. But how about the camera? Let's talk about the camera of the smartphone. Now, check out some of the shots that I took using the smartphone. So, nakita niyo yung mga shots kanina, when you notice dun sa shot natin sa labas, yung mga well-lit conditions, okay lang siya. I mean, the colors aren't perfect. Hindi siya saktong-sakto yung kulay niya even though nasa liwanag tayo. But what I've noticed that when I'm shooting inside my house, I've noticed that the colors aren't that good. It's not as sharp as I expected it to be. Actually, hindi ako masyadong convinced dun sa kanyang camera. But yeah, you can still get the details in here. But it's not as sharp as I expected it to be. The selfie camera as well, hindi siya ganun kaganda. But I feel like it's a little bit soft for me. So I think there's a lot of things that needs to be done dito when it comes sa camera ng Redmi Note 5G, Redmi Note 10 5G. So yeah, I guess that's it dito sa unboxing hands-on natin ng smartphone na to. So if you like this video, don't forget to give us thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and be sure to click that subscribe button along with that bell button to get notified of our latest videos here in my YouTube channel. So once again, I am JumOnline.ph. Thank you for watching and see you guys again sa susunod na video.